Hello, Internet! Welcome to 2.5 Brains. We're talking about the latest episode of Survivor, and boy, was it a fun one. We had some hooting and hollering, some screaming at the TV, and we're going to talk all about it and break it all down with my co-host, as always, and some guests. Before we get into it, though, definitely subscribe to the show so you don't miss anything going forward, and obviously you can check in with all the updates, everything we got going on here. Email the show, pavmentproductions@gmail.com, and like us on Facebook, facebook.com/pavmentproductions, as well as Twitter. Tweet me at YoGrabbaGabba on Twitter, and email the show, like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends. So let's go ahead and bring in my co-host, as always, Jessica Tarasik. Welcome to the show.
I love that applause. I love it.
Hello. So, crazy episode here.
Oh, yeah. It was insane. It was great, though.
Great. We're going to talk about
TV.
Excellent TV.
Yes.
It's been a great season.
Yes.
It's been a lot of good stuff. So we're going to talk all about it here, break it all down, and see what we can do. So, any comments before we get started with the big moments, key moments, or do you want to just dive right in?
I mean, I feel like we should just dive right in because I could just talk about all of it before even getting to the moment, so...
Sounds good.
Let's
go ahead and talk about it. So, big moment number one was what?
Don't win the family reward.
Yeah, just don't. Just don't.
But you want to. You really want to.
You're right. And the smart move is to lose it.
I know, but then you're putting your trust in other people to actually bring you into it.
Then who cares? Then you see it for 5 seconds, or you go home with $1 million.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It was interesting, though. Like, Devins honestly wasn't even trying. He knew he wasn't going to get it, and he just stood there and talked to his wife anyways.
Right.
I like that. I like that, you know it's not always going to go in your favor.
Absolutely. So don't stress about it. Just let it happen the way it's supposed to happen. Mm-hmm. And, the way I see it, I mean, if you look at, back in season 26, right, Brenda wins the family reward, and then she loses the game immediately because she took somebody with her. And then they gave her the option after she took somebody with her to the reward. You can either keep it for you and the person you took with you, or give it to everybody else. Right. So she made the nice thing to do is to give it to everybody else and sacrifice it for her and herself and the person. That person was so mad at her for giving it for stealing it from her that they voted her out. So the whole thing is you can only lose the game by winning the family reward. The family reward doesn't win you the game.
No, it's true. It just gives you a little piece of home for a little bit.
Sure. Yeah. He gave it to Gavin. Gavin voted his ass out.
That's true.
So
that's very true.
Winning it won't do anything for you. Don't win it. Okay. Just hope somebody takes you, and that's all you can do.
Okay, got it.
That's it. Hope somebody takes you, and that's all you can do.
Okay. Next, Devin pulls a Ben.
Devins pulls a Ben.
I mean, I like Devins, obviously.
And you liked Ben.
I liked Ben.
So Devins sees an idol. He gets it while he's at camp. He's trying to fight his way to get to the end of this game. Kind of like Ben was. He's gonna have to win some challenges. He's gonna have to. Ben didn't win any challenges, but he had to find some idols.
Found a bunch of idols.
Exactly.
Tons of idols. Yeah.
So he finds an idol, and he back against the wall. He finds an idol, just like Ben did. And if he can rip off a couple of those, we'll see what happens. But.
Yeah, but at this point, do you think there would be any more idols hidden for him to find?
I think there might be one more. It depends. I mean, it depends on when they bring somebody back from Edge of Extinction too.
True.
But at this point, it's you're getting down to the final 5, and we'll see. But right now, the good news is, Devins won his way into the game, or won his way into the next round by winning the challenge, or by finding the idol.
Yep.
And so he's still there. He's still alive. And if it's up to him at this point. Back against the wall, he's gonna have to keep doing it. He's gonna keep finding those idols.
Or winning immunity.
Like you said, he's pulling a Ben right now because Ben went through the camp, found an idol. In this case, Devin had to climb a tree in the middle of the night. So but
at least if he didn't, he was gonna be gone. Obviously, we know that he couldn't trust Ron.
Right.
With what he gave him.
So if he can get himself to the end of the game, he's got a real good shot. But now it's up to him. Now he really has no other option except to keep winning challenges.
Win some people over, but I doubt that's happening.
Or win challenges. Yeah. The big difference too with Ben. I mean, Ben didn't ever win a challenge, but because Chris kept winning them, but he kept finding idols.
True.
Devin can win challenges, but he also has pretty stiff competition too. I mean, but Gavin can win it. Lauren could maybe pull one out. Aurora can definitely win one.
Yes.
You know, so winning the challenge isn't as straightforward, but also he has the option of finding another idol maybe and getting his way to the end that way. So we'll see. But he's trying to do his best bet at this point and beats his way to the end. We'll see.
Yeah.
What's next?
Extra insurance.
Extra insurance. So the extra vote. Aurora said in the episode that it had to be used this one. So Aurora gave her extra vote to Gavin to say, hey, and it was smart because she's like, hey, if I'm involved in a tie vote, I can't vote again. Gavin can, so he might as well use it. And he used that extra vote to add extra insurance to vote out Ron.
Actually vote him out. I don't know. I'm still surprised he did it. I really didn't see the thing he was going to. I'm glad he did. He didn't have a resume. He needs something to help him. He won, 2 immunities now, but he hasn't been a part of any of the big, switches. Immunities
don't mean anything. I mean, really, they don't. But I think right now, so that's the big thing right now is that Gavin made a move this week. And we were talking about it too. We were saying, Gavin is at the point where he needs to do something. He needs to get that resume. He needs to build something up. He needs to, and I thought what he was going. What did I say? I thought he was going to do. Remember what I told you? No. When the vote was going down, he's got the extra vote. He's going to
put them both on Aurora.
And then that way it's a tie. A vote. Devin splits his vote. It's 3 for Aurora, 2 for Ron.
Right.
But he used that extra vote as insurance. That extra insurance to vote out Ron, and they actually didn't end up needing that extra vote.
Yeah.
It was just an extra highline vote, but it was interesting. It was interesting to see how it turned out. So, very cool episode, very cool moment. And I said I was like
surprising moment.
It was surprising. I liked Ron. I said Ron was playing a game. He was cold blooded. He didn't give a shit.
But like I've said in many of these before, he declared himself the puppet master. Certainly. Don't give yourself a title like that in the show. Every time somebody does that, they're gone.
Well, it's an edited show. That's why, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of a telltale that it's going to happen eventually.
It's like you're setting yourself up for a fall. So,
yeah.
We'll see. But I liked Ron. I thought he was cold blooded. I didn't. I was happy to see the move made. I hate the frog march down. Like I hate the Dominic and Wendell shit. Where you just keep going and same person always winning. Yeah. But I was glad to see it changed up. But also it was cool because I thought he was a good player. I thought he played a good game. But again, you can't be overtly a threat, and that's sometimes the way it is. Sometimes you just get out in front. You're taking all the blows.
Sorry, Ronald, Howard, Clark, Duncan, Weasley Jr., but you are now out of the game.
So, sounds good. So, other than that, let's move on to the key moments.
3 key moments?
Yep.
Gavin wins second immunity. So, that saved him from this week. It gave him the chance to be able to put his mark out there. He played a good game. He got to see his fiance and they got to, connect, but I don't really know how strong of a player he is in the game.
Yeah, the challenges are, one thing, and, said you can ask players in the past seasons that, winning a challenge doesn't mean anything necessarily, sometimes it's just a matter of, if you can have that one element of your game, the outplay element, let's say.
Yeah.
But, the outwitting and the other things are, a whole nother part. It's a whole nother thing. So, I think sometimes, you need more than that. And maybe now he has that piece. I don't know.
It really came down to the wire, though. I didn't think Lauren was going to hang on to win the immunity. I figured he was going to try and push through, especially, I think, seeing his fiance, or not even fiance, his new wife, really recharged him for tonight to kind of do something, and I hope that is what inspired him to make the move, because honestly, before this, he didn't have much to go on to even win the show. But now he's got a little bit more to go on.
For sure. So, again, for the way I see it, I think it just, he needed some, a little bit more there on his resume, and now I think he's got it, so.
True, yeah.
So, yeah.
Number 2, Lauren and Victoria make a plan. Surprise, surprise. That was very interesting. Yeah. I mean, I think I said it earlier, though, that they should go for Ron. I think Devins should flip and vote for Ron because I figured everybody's going to vote for Devins. You know, Devins votes for Ron, Ron's out. But to see Lauren and Victoria be like, you know, Devins probably has an idol. You can't really trust him that he doesn't have something. Let's vote for Ron, who is also the other strong player. Mm-hmm. I mean, Devins is the strongest one left now.
Oh, for sure. He was before this, too.
I know. They needed to get one of them out. I was happy to see Ron go. He played a really good game, but this was an exciting episode. There was a lot of cheering tonight.
For sure, and as I somebody who liked Ron. I've been happy to see Ron win.
That was your favorite, yeah.
Yeah, I said I was happy to see Ron. I would have been happy to see Ron win, but the fact of the matter is, it's more exciting when the apple cart gets upset. You know, when you turn things over and something in his head.
I don't want to watch and know what's going to happen.
Right.
I'm more happy to be like, I'm really not sure what's going on tonight. But I just had a feeling it was going to be around then.
Once in a while... Oh, sorry.
No, I knew at that point, you know, I trusted Gavin, thought about it hard, and that you're not going to beat Ron. So...
For sure.
And everybody wants Devins out, so get Ron out first. Everybody's going to be on together, get Devins out. You're fine then.
You get rid of Ron... It breaks up. Devins is now completely isolated. Mm-hmm. If you kept Ron in the game, Devins has at least some way to move because Ron's playing with both sides. Mm-hmm. Ron's doing everything right. At some point, he could pull Devins back in. That's it.
True. Ron, we had, what am I trying to say? Alliances.
Yeah.
Everybody there that was left over.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And so the move is the right move. And now here's the thing, right? I think we'll talk about it when we get to the rankings, but I feel like Devin's still threat number one. Devin's the person.
Oh yeah, for sure. Out of anybody, he's the one that's gonna win. That's remaining if he's still there.
Right. You see the jury cheering him on. You know,
for sure.
The jury loves him, right?
I mean, he's making some pretty good moves. Like it's not. He's just not going down without a fight, which I like. I like seeing that. That's why I was a supporter of Ben too. Right. I liked the fight for it.
Scrappy, not giving up. And I said I think that's so Devins is obviously play to win beat, but yes. Let's say. So either way, if Devin gets in, he's going to win. Doesn't matter what anyone else does. But if they can get Devins out, now Lauren and or Victoria can be like, look, that was our move.
Right.
We turned this game. We turned this game on its head. We've been in the games. We've been subtly calling the shots behind the scenes. Now we just took the lead.
Right. And, I mean, but who takes credit for it? Well, like who gets more credit for it? I mean, Lauren is the one that actually voted for Ron.
True. I think so. I think Lauren.
Yeah, I would say Lauren. But who was it? Was it Lauren approached Gavin and then Aurora approached Gavin after the fact? See, I don't know. Well, they kind of talked. I don't know. I don't remember. We just watched the show.
But it was multi-layered.
It was a lot to it.
Because Lauren and Devin, Lauren and Victoria came up with the idea, but then Aurora's like, but I'm gonna throw this on there too.
Yeah, so, which was great.
Which was the extra the ice on the cake. Mm-hmm. Hey, if I am in a tie, I can't revote.
Yes.
So I'm gonna give it. So that was. I did not see that out of Aurora, knowing that's part of how it would work.
Should we go to our next one since we're kind of talking about it now?
Yes, let's do it.
So say the last key moment is Aurora puts her trust in Gavin. That was great. That made the episode. I feel like that kind of, I mean, what I said a couple episodes ago, like whose alliance is it anyways? You have no idea who's going to work together. It always changes, which I like that. You never know what's going to happen, which makes it so much more interesting. I love that she approached him and handed off the extra vote, and I'm glad he didn't use it against her. Because you could see that happen.
That's why I thought it was happening.
I know, yeah, that's what you kept saying, but I don't know. It was pretty cool. I liked how this happened tonight. I liked how the vote went down.
Definitely, and I mean, it was definitely interesting how that worked out, right? I mean, Aurora makes this move, gives her now. It was interesting because she could have kept that and then put both her votes on Ron and maybe made sure it wasn't a tie by doing that herself. But this is like she's taking the gamble that
she's trying to gain trust. Gavin. Right. She's trying to win herself back into the game. I think she's built her resume up a lot more lately. Everybody's kind of using her with them. But honestly, it's her kind of playing them, I feel like, in the opposite way.
That's not untrue.
Yeah. I last week we kind of argued about if she was top or bottom, and I definitely think she was in the top last week, and she did very well tonight. So,
she's an interesting one.
She really is. She kind of came out of nowhere.
It's very bizarre, very bizarre. I feel like she's kind of a combination of Angela and Donathan, just where she just says what she
Yeah.
says what's on her mind, doesn't give a like he said, right, like Devin's like, I caught you going through my bag, yeah, so like like a lesser player would have freaked out and tried to
Right.
lie or whatever. She's
Right.
like, yeah, so whatever, it's a game.
Like you just said, we're allowed to go through each other's bags. Just like, okay, it's fine. You usually don't want to get caught doing it,
Right.
but yeah, I guess.
So and I said it's so hard to say. Is she a good player? Or is she
Snarky.
right? But is she a good player or is she like an idiot savant?
I don't really
hard
think
to say.
she's that much of an idiot, but I think it comes across that way.
It's right, but like is she just flying backwards and all that stuff, or is she actually planning and making it happen? I can't
Yeah.
I can't decide.
I don't know. She probably fell into it tonight. I mean, especially
Maybe.
going through his bag and like not having a lookout to let her know he's coming back. Like you work together to do that. What did Julia and Ron do
Right.
with Joe's
Joe.
bag?
Yeah.
I mean, they had a lookout. You tell them when they're coming so you don't get caught. It didn't matter. He knew he was getting voted for. Like you knew they were voting for him anyways.
For sure. Absolutely, and it was fun, and I would say this other thing too, kind of is that encapsulating all of that. I guess it's so rare as Survivor. It's so rare, and only one person wins. So every move, somebody makes a bazillion moves, and they still lose, right?
Yeah.
But it's very rare that a move is a good move and a good TV move. It's very rare.
True.
A lot of times you make a big move, just make a big move, and you get voted out next.
Yeah. It's kind of like what happened this entire season, though.
Right.
Julia made a big move. She got voted out. Then
Eric,
after
then
that.
Julia.
Eric first. Julia. I mean, War Dog made a big move to get out Wentworth, and then he got voted out last week.
Right.
It's kind of just the dominoes falling. I hope that Devin stays in it next week.
For sure. Well, I mean, we'll talk about it. I
Yes.
think,
We
but
will talk about it.
but to kind of put a bow on the whole thing for me, from my perspective on this, it's it's not usually usually the players tonight it was a good TV move to take out Ron,
Oh, for sure. It
but
definitely
also
made it
was a good strategic move to take
True.
out Ron.
Yeah.
It was entertaining, but it was also smart, which is again Kim Spratt, that might be the greatest player of all time in our history, but she wasn't flashy. She didn't make moves that were exciting. She took control of the game and rode to the end. And it was a boring as hell season, and nobody really likes that season. But she had the game by the throat the whole time.
Right.
Ron played a game in a way that was somewhat similar because he had control of the whole game the whole time. But again, eventually the rug got pulled out from under him. He's done.
Technically. Yeah, I mean, I've told you guys I haven't been watching Survivor that long, but I think this has been one of the most interesting
Oh, for
since
sure.
I've started watching.
For sure.
I mean, I liked the other episodes a lot, but this has been pretty great. I am very entertained by it.
It's so hard because I said my favorite season of the most recent of the 30s has been Millennials Gen X. 31 was up there. It was one of my favorite seasons. 32 had its moments. 34. They all had their moments. But and even Bad Survivor is better than most things on TV.
Yeah.
You don't have to agree with that, but I agree.
I like a lot of different shows that are on TV.
So, in my opinion, Ghost Island was pretty horrible.
I liked Ghost Island.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked it.
I just think, there's...
The point to it, I guess, is kind of crossing over with this one, maybe slightly. I mean, you're getting advantages while being on edge of extinction to get you back in, or to help the people on the, that are still in the game.
And I feel like if there's an advantage to give, I feel like Devins is going to get it.
Yeah, I think
I'd be
most
shocked.
people, but it depends on who finds it on extinction. David, I could even see Wentworth giving Devin. No, Wentworth wouldn't. Scratch that. Wentworth would give it to Lauren. I keep forgetting about Lauren. I like you, Lauren, but it honestly just depends on who gets it. Like if Aubrey finds, an advantage, who would she give it to? Aurora? Because Aurora and Joe and Aubrey were kind of tight.
Maybe.
And honestly, I feel like Aurora's coming to her own now just because they aren't on the island anymore.
Oh, for sure.
She was kind of overshadowed by them.
And that's why I say she's got the Angela part to her, too, with that, because Angela was in Chris's shadow the whole time.
That's true.
And then she broke out, and then she went back to irrelevance, which Aurora hasn't done, to her credit. So
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing now, and we'll see how it goes. When I rank a season, I look at how many moves were made, how exciting was it, how entertaining was it, who came back. If 32 was pretty good, but they also brought back a lot of people from 32. I mean, or at least they have been in the running to come back.
Right.
Same with even other seasons that have new players. They bring back if they bring back the entire cast. Like for example, what season? Here's one season that had more players brought back than any other season. Season 2.
Really?
There were 50 million people watching that finale,
Mm-hmm.
and they brought back more people from that season than any other season ever.
Mm.
Again, it's a long time ago, so they had a lot of returning seasons since then.
Right.
But more than 1, more than 3, more than 4, all of them, right? So even though older seasons, season 2 has had more people back. Basically, the entire post-merge, the entire jury has basically been back for another season. Isn't that insane?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Because they have, that's why it's a high-ranked season, in my opinion, because they bring a lot of people back. They have a lot of, big characters, and again, exciting moves. And of course, the last component of that is the winner, and that's kind of what we're getting up to now. Is if this season is really going to be fantastic, we need a fantastic winner.
But do you mean like bringing people back, so it's like returning players back on the show? Is that what you mean?
Correct? Yes.
But were there a mixture of returning players, or was it new players? I mean, was there a mixture of returning and new, or was it mostly returning? Because the only thing I don't like about this season is the target on the returning players, because there's only 4. So obviously you're not going to let them get far. You're going to get them out. That was so heavily concentrated in the beginning that part got a little boring.
It did.
So I would rather see all returning players or no returning players.
Yeah, and it's been mostly, I have to look back at every season and whatever, but season 2's had most returning players, and they've been, on the all-star seasons, on the all returning player seasons, which is cool. But I'm just saying, in general, when they bring somebody back, that means that season had enough characters or cast members that somebody's worth coming back. Yeah. So in that case, season 2 had more than anybody else, and so yeah. I think it's a testament to that season. Yeah. But again, all those components go into a good season, but the last one is the winner, right? And and it's at season 32. I thought was awesome because they made a lot of moves. I liked the winner. The winner maybe wasn't the best player in the season. 33, I think, was there's so many big characters. Again, this season reminds me a lot of 33 because there's a top dog, not war dog, a top dog, right? Who makes a move and then gets clipped next week. Then the next player makes a big move. Who clipped that? Who took that one out? They get clipped next week, and so on and so forth. Right? I mean, look at this: Eric, then Julia, then they may move on Joe. Eric may move on Joe, then it's Julia,
right?
And then it's War Dog, and then it's and then
everybody
it's
kept switching alliances to get out the top person,
right? And that was how MGX was. When Gen X was the same thing.
Yeah. And
then we got down to it, and we found out that one person was actually running the show the whole time, and that was one who won the game. So
in this case, that is not what's going to happen.
Probably not.
But Devins has definitely been a control in the game.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it gets in the way I always see it too is I don't care who's controlling the game week 1 through 30 or day 1 through 30.
Right.
You can control the game the whole time and lose. It happens a lot. Yeah. So for me, I just feel like it's got to be the one who makes the move, and if you make the move at the right time, that's more important than making the move.
Right.
It's the timing that is everything. You can wait too long and lose. You can make a move too early and lose. But it's hitting that sweet spot.
All about timing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. So let's go ahead and shift gears into our because usually this is where we do our top 3, bottom 3, but in this case it's everybody. This final 6, so everybody's left. Yep. And then next week we'll kind of do the normal pre-finale show, which might be a little bit longer. But in general, it's a good in-depth look at the season as a whole and kind of what we can expect from the finale. As a side note, looks like we're not going to have time to get our guest in this week, so definitely stay tuned. And we have some finale announcements coming up in the next couple weeks, so definitely keep an eye out for all that. But definitely comment, share your thoughts, and we'll hope to have even more guests on coming forward. But let's go ahead and transition now from what we were talking about into the power rankings in this case, because again, we might as well just rank them. Who's got the best shot to win? Who's had the best week? And kind of go from there. So, what do you think? Who is right now? Again, it's kind of a combination of who's got the best shot to win, and also who had the best week.
Right.
They aren't. It's not.
It's not mutually exclusive, but there's bits and pieces that kind of add up to it.
For sure. Yeah. So, what do we have right now for player number 6 left?
Miss Julie.
Yeah, Julie. Why Julie?
I mean, she has her alliance. Well, she had her alliance, with Ron. She had some pretty strong alliances, and she was in the Kama 6, Kama strong, whatever. But she did have her one episode where she kind of blew up, and for me, that's kind of where I kind of fell off liking her a little bit more. People get so emotional in the game, and I know Devin's got emotional, and I still like him, but she just slipped out about people, that she can't trust people, but that is a part of the game. The game is not to trust people. Like, you can't trust people. You want to, but it's all about deceit. This game is all about deceit.
For me, Julie won the first immunity.
She did.
She was in control of the game
strong,
there.
Yes.
But the thing that I can't get over, I'm not gonna say I'm not a person who holds grudges. I'm rooting against two hockey teams this year in the finals who beat my team in 2007 and 1999. Okay, so yes. I hold grudges.
Yeah,
I do. So the thing that Julie did, episode 8, whatever it was, when she said we can't vote Devin out again because he just got back, that would be fair.
That's where that really got you off.
Are you kidding me? It's friggin' Survivor. Voters that's out, now he's gonna beat you. If he gets in, you lose him. So you should have voted him out then.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of seeing that now. They should have took the opportunity to vote him out at that point, because now look where he is. I'm glad they didn't make that decision, though. And I kind of... I mean, I have a theory about it, too, though. I don't know if she really kept him in because she really thought it was the mean thing to do. I mean, there were other threats at that time, but Absolutely. She probably figured that she could get him to vote for what she wants. So you want to make that alliance. I don't think it was totally that she wanted in there because it was mean to get rid of him. I think she just wanted to sway him to vote with them. And
that could be true. And it could, that's really, and it could be a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think right now, if you ask me right now, again, next week we're going to talk about the path to the end for each player. Like what they have to do to get to the end, what kind of moves they have to make to get there, and all those things. But but this is kind of going to be a little bit of a spoiler for that, or a little bit of a lead up to that. I would say, if you ask me right now, what does Julie have to do to get to the end? Can she win?
No, because I don't think so. Even if she goes for Devins, everybody's going for Devins. It is not your, original thing to go after him.
Here's the idea. Let's thought the guy was going to win.
Yeah. Oh,
shocking.
Why didn't I think of that?
Right.
I don't know. Even, honestly, getting rid of one of the other people, I don't know how shocking it would be unless you went for, Lauren. Everybody's been talking about Aurora. If you put Lauren's name in now, that would be the shocking one for me.
Right, but at the same time...
that's her alliance. She's not going to do it.
And at the same time, it's like, let's vote out Lauren. Okay, well... Lauren's...
Devins there.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's...
I know.
So you're an idiot for a lesser threat. Just to make... It's like, that's not about making a move for the sake of making a move.
Right.
That has no strategic benefit at all. Yeah. Lauren's in a great spot because, no one's really going to gun for Lauren. They're going to gun for Aurora or Devins.
Right.
And then if they want to pick off Julie because she was attached to Ron, then it's fine.
That was her mistake. Julie and Ron were tight, but she should have tried to do something before Ron did because she was in his shadow because he was the puppet master.
Absolutely.
And he definitely had her as a puppet.
And Jessica Lewis and David Bloomberg talk about every week why Blank lost. And one of the biggest things they say, rule number 2 for David Bloomberg is don't be too much of it, or don't scheme and plot too much, or be too tight of a pair.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're in a pair that's overt and everybody knows you're a pair, well, one of you is going to go home.
Well, look what happened with Devins and
David.
Yeah. That was the tightest one that everybody knew about.
Absolutely. So that's why Julie is there for me. I think there'll have to be a lot to happen for her to win at this point.
She can't really dig herself up to number 1.
I just don't see it.
No.
But she's still in the game, so good for her.
Yep.
She could go home next week, or the way I kind of see it shaping up, she's kind of become the Angelina for me. She blew her game early. She blew her game around the merge.
Sure, yeah.
And now it's like, well, we can beat her. Let's take her.
Right. I mean, because I can just imagine the jury grilling her now and asking, well, what did you do? Why help with this vote and this vote? But you helped. You didn't do anything. You followed Ron, and you blew up at everybody because you couldn't trust anybody. That's exactly what they're going to say.
Right. And the thing is, too, I think with Julie is she's... Well, first of all, she's an older lady, and they get grilled anyways at the freaking finales. And the older ladies always get killed at the finales.
But she's strong. It's not that she's... Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Sorry. Dawn Meehan got grilled. Monica Culpepper won all the immunities in that season, and she got freaking grilled at the finale because what the hell did you do? I mean, look at
immunities.
Right. I mean, look at Missy on 29. She got grilled. Mama C not as much on 30, but still she got grilled. I mean. Look at the seasons where the mom character who, takes them in and makes them feel better and kisses their boo boos, then votes their ass out. right? If you get voted up by your mom,
Yeah.
you're like, what the F?
See, but that I would like, because that to me is like...
I like it too, but if you're in the game, especially if you're an alpha male,
yeah, it hurts, yeah.
it hurts. Because you're like...
Oh, would that hurt your pride?
That's why the mom doesn't win. That's why they've said the hardest character to play on Survivor is the mom. Because people hate you if you vote them out.
Well, you don't act like a mom then. There's plenty of moms that have been on there that probably haven't acted like a mom. That's what I've seen
several
too.
have won.
Yeah.
But it's you have to play that kind of game.
You can't be a motherly role. You can't play the mother because look at Reem.
It's tough, right? I mean, it's definitely tough to do.
For sure.
So that's Julie. That's where she is right now. I don't see much of a shot for her.
No,
but,
sorry, Julie.
And again, anything can happen. She could get to the end. What I really thought was going to happen, I thought Gavin was going to vote out Aurora this week, and then it was going to be Ron, and it was going to be like similar to last season, where it was Ron and Devins with Julie as a tag along. I felt like it was going to be Julie was going to be the Angelina, and it was going to be Ron was going to be the Mike, and Devins was going to be the Nick.
Yeah.
And that was going to be the way it went down. That's what I saw happening.
Could have. I don't know if they would have gotten that far though. Ron and Devins. Because Ron was definitely gunning to get Devins out anyways, so
sure.
I don't know if that would have... But I would have liked to see that. That would have been interesting.
It would have very much mirrored last season, I think.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Now that the final happened, so go to something new, something that we haven't really seen before. So.
Great.
So what's that?
Victoria.
Victoria's 5, and she made a move this week, so she gets credit.
She helped, yeah. Yeah, I mean, she's kind of the same thing. She really hasn't done much. You know, kind of more, I guess, in the middle of the season. She kind of talked more about she's got to do what's best for her. But she really didn't do anything to stand out in that kind of scenario. She did work with other people outside of her tribe a bunch of times, but nothing was her move. She was just kind of brought into everything else.
Yeah,
she hasn't won immunities.
It hasn't had any challenges at all.
No.
There was the early part we make fun of her because she was talking about Joe when Joe saw her.
Yeah.
And then she kind of made a little bit of me, right?
Oh, hi, Joe. Sorry, I was just shit-talking you. I didn't know you were there.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then there was a part of the season where we had... she was kind of taking control. She kind of made her own little coalition.
Right.
And that was a week or two where she was really in control, and she's kind of fallen off into irrelevance once again.
Yes.
The only thing I'll say is if Devin does... we're talking about who's going to win this season, right? What would be a satisfying ending and all those things. The story we're hearing right now is Devin's. I mean, I'm not who's been on the show the most of anybody left? Devin's. And it's not close. Sure. Head and shoulders more than everyone else. Mm-hmm. So if so knowing that it's an edited show, is it that Devin's wins because he's on the show, or is it so friggin' obvious that Devin's going to win that it's not going to be Devin's?
I don't know, because you're making me think of last season with Christian. Mm-hmm. When he was always on, he always had cuts, but then on the episode they got cut out. He didn't talk once. He maybe got one
maybe
interview, but in that episode he had nothing, and then it blindsided everybody that they voted him out.
Right.
My heart broke that night, but regardless of that.
Well, that's the thing, though, right? I mean, Devins was getting all the confessionals. He went to Edge of Extinction and got confessionals on Edge of Extinction.
Right.
So, it seems like we're telling the Devins story. But...
is it overly edited?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and kind of thinking more it might be overly edited and he might not win it.
So,
it's just tough, though, because it's kind of obvious, though, of the people who wouldn't win it then. Because you have to have some sort of edit to be a winner.
Right.
But now I'm nervous. You make me more nervous.
Right. And the whole, look at... I know, season 32.
Yeah.
There was the Michelle Truthers. The people who were like, Aubrey's won the season, she's the best player. But Michelle was getting every confessional. Sorry to spoil the 32. Michelle was getting every confessional. They'd come back from a challenge and talk to Michelle. They'd go come back from tribal council and talk to Michelle. They'd talk to Michelle with the food that she had on the reward. It didn't make any sense but she was getting all the confessionals that they had to give to somebody. She got them all.
But Ron had a ton of confessionals, though, too.
True.
He got kicked out tonight.
Right.
But he's had confessionals the entire season.
Right. My point is Aubrey was the one controlling the game. Mm-hmm. Ty was a lovable guy. Mm-hmm. And then we had Michelle. Mm-hmm. Michelle was the one who they felt they were trying to tell her story, but she wasn't giving them much. But they were trying to tell her story. Mm-hmm. So they're giving her every confessional they could give that goes to any random person. They gave to her because they were trying to get her confessional count up so they could tell her story because she was winning the game.
Well, I mean, they could be doing that this season then too, because they didn't really do that last season.
No,
though. Like Nick got some, but it wasn't overly obvious or anything like that.
And that's
maybe they're trying it again. They're doing it again for him. You know, I don't know. Now I'm either nervous or excited. I don't know.
Well, the thing though, because like if you look at who if you look at 32, like say 2 weeks before 3 weeks before the season ends, it's definitely going to be Aubrey. Aubrey's the only one who's doing anything.
Yeah.
But then Michelle's going to have these confessionals. Like, okay, well they're trying to make Michelle a viable option, but she's not going to win. But she did. So it's like, is Devins the Aubrey or is Devins the Michelle? Right? Is Devins the one who's getting all the confessionals because he's running the game, or is he getting all the confessionals because he's running the game, but somebody else is actually going to sneak in and get it?
So who's the Mary or the Rhoda?
Right. It's so hard to say, but I don't. That's just my thought because I don't. It's an edited show.
I don't feel safe anymore.
It's hard to say. It's so hard to say. It's really because the edited show. It's so on the nose that Devin's gonna win. It's like obviously Devin's gonna win. He's the only one who's playing the game. Only one to get confessionals.
I mean, Ron had a bunch though, but
True.
From now on though, this is when you got to pay attention to who's getting all the confessionals.
And
because I mean, Gavin got some tonight. Victoria, everybody got some confessionals.
Right.
I can see your point.
There's fewer people, so somebody has to.
Trying to defend it that it's not going to be him going on next.
Right. Well, that's true, and he could very well easily win the game. I mean, at this point, he definitely could be the winner.
Yeah.
But the one thing I love about too is on that same note, Aurora got the first confessional of the season.
She did. She's still here.
And she was only on the show for like 3 weeks. We're like, who's Aurora? She got the first confessional though.
Yeah.
So the first confessional often is telling, somebody who's going to be in the game for a long time.
Who got the first confessional last year?
Nick got one first.
Nick.
He didn't get it first, but
I think Christian got the first actually.
Yeah. He got 96% of them. Christian. And I love Christian. But
you don't want him to win.
I don't want him to win. I don't want Devins to win. But I'm not afraid to be biased.
I know.
But that's just how I feel. It's just keeping in mind the edit. I don't know, but
yeah,
we'll see. But Victoria again, it's the same thing. She's kind of she's been on the show probably the least. But I don't think we're hearing her story honestly. But
no,
she made some moves. She's on the show, and I just didn't think it was gonna win. I think the moves went out today because you're talking about, is it Ron, Devins, and that side getting went out, or is it gonna be the side of the ones who aren't on the show that wins out? And I didn't think it would be the ones who were the purple people.
Purple people eaters?
Yes.
One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eaters. One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eaters.
Yes, that one. Speaking of flying purple people eaters, who's number 4 on our list?
That's a weird segue.
Yeah.
Aurora.
So Aurora, I have her at 4.
I think she's built herself up a little bit more. Like I said, we argued last week on if she was top or bottom. Had a discussion about it, and I definitely think she has been doing better. Obviously in the beginning, because like I said, I think she was overshadowed by being with returning players, and they didn't trust her because she was so close with Joe and Aubrey. So, she's got a slight chance.
She does, and the thing, I'm more higher on her this week than I was last week for sure. The fact that everybody has everybody from really this point on has a good story.
Yeah.
Aurora aligned with the returning players, and then they were all gone. She had to fight her way to the end.
She's battling her way to the end. Her name gets thrown up every single week for the past 3 weeks,
at
4
least.
weeks.
Yeah.
It's been every single week almost.
Yeah, for sure. So that's why I think she doesn't. It's not that she doesn't have a shot. I think she, at this point, could crazy things have happened, and I could see she's won some challenges. She's talking, making moves, and
I don't know if she's exactly doing sleight of hand like you would say, like look over here, I'm not the big threat.
Right.
So
it's possible though.
yeah.
It's.
But I'm saying I don't know if she was pleading her case that she wasn't the big threat, or people were just kind of being like, well, we'll just keep her a little longer. It kind of fell into the other. I think the latter.
I do
people
too.
just kind of thought, yeah, she's here.
I do too. But it's so hard to say. It's so tough. And we'll see next week, right? If next week she makes another big move, and depending on who goes home, she could be the front runner to win, going to the finale. Yeah. So, who's next?
Next is Gavin.
Gavin. And why is Gavin third?
I mean, he's won 2 immunities. Not that that really does mean much. I just think he's played a better game. He's kind of been in more stuff. I don't also think that he's made a lot of big moves, though, because he was left out of a lot of big moves that were made. Like, the whole Wentworth vote, he was blindsided about that. I don't know. I think he's a little higher on here for you than for, I think, where I would see him. It's tough, though. It's really tough, because there's only 2 people on our list that I feel like really did more to win it.
Yeah, it's so tough. Mm-hmm. This has been a very...
Because everybody that's done something has been voted out. Sorry, I'm sure.
No, absolutely, and that's where I'm at right now, because, you know, like I was saying, with the whole editing thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, Michelle won her season, but she wasn't the best player, but she won her season, so they had to give her some...
Well, that's why they gave her the edits.
Right.
Edits.
I
can't talk. Edits. Right. To make her look better.
Right. And, you know, even other winners have had the same thing, where for me, it's like, are they giving Gavin some Dukes to wins? Or are they just trying to make him a viable option? Or
no, I think it's more the story. I mean, he got married, and then 2 days later, he had to leave for Survivor. So, of course, your heart reaches out to him and her, and I am glad that he got to hang out with his wife for the family, you know,
Thank
return.
You, Ron.
And yeah, really. Well, you said don't win it, just hope somebody picks you, and sure. He got picked, and then he said, "Okay, thanks. That's all I need to do for it, basically."
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. That's how you play the game, right?
It is how you play the game, and like I said, it's so hard to say because the edit is so like we want a good winner, but we don't want it to be obvious. You know, it's so tough. Like I want Kim Spradlin on a season of Kim Spradlins. You know what I mean? I want everybody who's dominant on a bunch of freaking rock stars, and I want the show to be all about everybody.
Yeah.
But it's just not going to happen that way.
It's more like last season where Mike and Nick were really strong, and it was, you know, obviously between them two.
Yeah. And Allison had a shot in this going in the finale. I thought maybe Allison could do it, but...
I mean, from the final 3 that were left.
Right. And so the thing is, the thing I like about last season was the final 6, 3 people had a shot. Mm-hmm. A lot of times it's not that case. It's 1 or 2 that have a shot.
I mean, would you be happy if Gavin were to win it, though? Win this whole thing?
I would. I'd be satisfied with him as winner. I'd be satisfied with Aurora's winner, too. That's probably where it ends.
I think I'd be more satisfied with Aurora than Gavin, but yeah, I can see your point.
For sure. Yeah, and they're kind of they're 3 and 3 at this point for me. But I feel like, you know, it could be either one. Mm-hmm. But that's the thing. The season is great if it's finished with a great winner, then it's worth it.
Right.
But what is the definition of a great winner at this point? Because there's been plenty of seasons with great characters with a terrible winner. Plenty of seasons with a great winner, terrible characters. Plenty of seasons with a little bit of both. Plenty of seasons with a little bit of none.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like this season's kind of been a lot of big moves, a lot of crazy things, a lot of big characters get knocked out. Yeah. And now what are we left with? Are we left with somebody who's going to actually be like, really? They're a Survivor winner?
Right.
Like Victoria is a winner of Survivor?
You'd be really mad.
I'd be pissed because I just don't see her as a Survivor winner.
No, I agree.
It's hard. It's a hard game to win. So if you have some schmuck win it, you know, it kind of feels like it waters down the winner. You know, it's not
schmuck in a beanie.
Right.
100-degree weather.
150 degree weather. Shit. Take that off.
It's cold at night.
Okay. Well, she's wearing it during the day, so she'll take that off.
Only in her edits is she wearing it during the day.
Because whatever. To me, I want somebody who's deserving to win the game. Mm-hmm. That's all I root for, really. I have my winner pick. I root for the person who's the best winner to win the game. Right. I want somebody we can get behind as a winner because there's been Judd Burrs is a freaking Survivor winner and it pisses me off because he's a joke. But like I want there to be winners that are high caliber. Mm-hmm. But if a high caliber player wins, we're mad because they won the game that's boring.
Yeah.
So it's like you're damned if you do damn don't in this and. So it's really tough, but...
I mean, my only comment to follow that quickly and then to move on to the next person. Every episode has been so insane. There's been so many different twists. We've still got at least, 2 more to go. Uh-huh. Anything can happen, really. Anything can happen coming up.
And technically, anyway, from Ghost Island, or from Rise of Extinction.
Yes, we still have a returning person that's going to come back.
So, I don't think they will, but they still have a shot, and we haven't really been talking about them. But, it's the thing is, right, tell me the story. Tell me how that person won the game. You know, we get down. You know, give me a package after the votes are read of who won, of how that person won the game, and I'll be satisfied with it.
So then tell us how our number 2 Lauren has won the game.
So, well, that's the thing too, right? I mean, Lauren is one of the people like Devins, like Aurora.
Yeah.
In the way that what?
I mean, Lauren falls more into the Aurora than Devins for me.
Absolutely.
She hasn't done a lot. She was carried through more. I mean, she had her strong alliance with Wentworth and Mordog. She wasn't going anywhere with them 3. And, she's the one that helped with tonight's vote, and that was a great move. You had to get Ron out. Nobody was beating him that was there tonight. I do think that Ron would have, beat Devins in the end, because everybody could recognize that his play in the game. I mean, Devins was voted out and brought back. I know that's what makes you mad about the possibility of him winning. But I just wanted more out of Lauren, and she did give a little bit more tonight. I was really excited that happened.
For sure. And it's one thing too. They didn't even show edge of extinction at all today.
They didn't what?
Show any edge of extinction today.
They didn't, because it was just so insane on the island.
And
Plus the family return and stuff.
Right, but that person coming back in the game and winning, it seems like next to nothing, because
it really does. Because how do you come back and win it
out that whole time?
Yeah, I mean, unless it's someone that goes out that was voted off more recently.
Sure.
But I don't think that's gonna happen.
Not either. It's like to me, it's like somebody who can't,
Because let's be honest, Wardog isn't winning to come back. I'm sorry.
No.
Thank you for your service again, but you suck at challenges.
Yes, challenges. I thought you were going to run off with that, but challenges.
No, you suck at challenges.
Yes.
What did you think I was gonna say?
Life.
I would not say that. I'm not that mean.
Challenges, yeah. For me, here's the thing, right? Lauren is really, again, for me, I'm satisfied with Survivor who made one big move.
Yeah, but it wasn't exactly her. It was an alliance move. It was definitely what am I trying to say?
A joint decision.
A joint decision, exactly.
Lauren and Victoria hadn't really talked all season.
Right, and all of a sudden they want to form an alliance.
And they make a move and it works out. So.
But who is the one that actually said we should vote out Ron? Was it Victoria or Lauren? I think it was Victoria.
I can't say.
But I think Lauren kind of ran with it more.
I think
she went and talked to Aurora, and then
and then Aurora made her
spread it out. Yeah.
The reason it's hard having like those 3, right? Lauren, Gavin, and Aurora are kind of all in the same spot for me. There's one who's way out front. There's 2 who are way behind.
True.
Other than that,
sure.
it's kind of these 3 are kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
And they are kind of interchangeable at this point. The only reason I say Lauren is because she's got Wentworth rooting for big time.
Yes.
Lauren got big credit for taking out War Dog. She got at least in some from her original tribe. She is the only if she gets rid of Devin, she's the only one from that Lezu disaster.
Wouldn't it be insane? I mean, Devins was a part of the Lezu tribe.
Absolutely.
So
one of the 2 of them is probably going to win the game.
The Lezus might actually win it.
One of the 2 of them, they have a great shot.
They do.
One of the 2 of them have
over Kama, which is insane.
Ridiculous.
They couldn't win a damn thing.
Ridiculous, right?
Couldn't work together at all, but you're gonna win Survivor.
It's crazy. And so, like I said, one move for me is all you get behind is the winner.
Yeah.
So if that's what it is, and then she takes out Lauren, and then she takes out Devins, and then whatever. I mean, we'll talk about kind of what they need to do to win at the next one. But at this point, it's so tough because I think Lauren has that story of she got the support of probably all of Lezu.
Oh, I'm sure, and even though she helped with the War Dog vote and got he's gonna vote for her if she makes it.
I think so.
But that being said, though, if Devin makes it, I don't know. I think War Dog would vote for Devins over Lauren.
Agreed. Devins beats everybody. I think.
Yeah.
I think Devin beats everybody
for sure.
But I think Lauren has a couple of votes she can pull. I think if she can spin the narrative of look, I had to wait to make my move. I had to kind of sneak under, let the big guy take the hits.
Right.
And then I made my move at the final 6 or final 7, whatever it was. Right. If she can spin that narrative and people are gonna hear it and buy it, she's got enough of an underdog story too that she can be like, look, this is how I got here, and I can see her getting enough votes to win because that is. I don't know if I'll explain it the way I'm seeing it in my head, but the way I see it, she hasn't done a lot per se, but she has escaped votes. Her name's come up. She still has an idol. She hasn't played the idol. I think what she needs to do is there's probably one more week to play the idol. She needs to play the idol and take out Devon's or make a monster move with the idol. That's what she needs to do.
Yeah.
She needs to, like, honestly, if Devon's doesn't have if Devon's is running the show, and she is aligned with him, and he tells her who he's voting for, play the idol on that person, save that person.
Mm-hmm.
That's her move. Devon's gone. Whatever. Something.
So what I mean, have Lauren try and rally Gavin, Julie, and Victoria, tell them to vote for Devon's, and then someone convince Devon's to vote for Lauren, that they're all going to vote for Lauren, and then Lauren plays her idol and Devon's goes out. I mean,
or like I said, if say it's they're all voting for Aurora next week, mm-hmm. and then they're all voting for Aurora next week, mm-hmm. and Devon's is like, hey, Lauren, I want you on this vote with me, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Or not, but somehow she finds out that it's not going to be her who's getting the votes. If it's her that's getting the votes, it's easy. But she votes out. But,
so you mean her play her idol for Aurora?
Right, and then, so it's like three votes on Aurora, one Aurora votes whoever, and then Lauren can take that idol, play it on Aurora, save Aurora. Aurora's not in the game if it's not for Lauren.
Right.
So Lauren saves her, cuts off everything she did at the knees, and takes out a threat. That's how she wins the game.
That's her move. That's the big move that she would make, yes, right. For sure.
And she slows the idol and everything like that. And the way I see it, it's gonna be, you've got to do something, because I feel like it's the same thing with the Michelle thing. I keep going back to that, because Michelle was the jury wanted to vote against Aubrey. They didn't like Ty. It was gonna be either Aubrey or Michelle who won, and it was like, well, I want Michelle to win. So what can I rally behind?
Right.
And Michelle made the 2 or 3 small moves near the end of the game, and people were like, that's enough for me to vote for her. So I want her to win, so I'm going to vote for her.
Yeah.
And I need to justify it to myself as to why I'm going to vote for her. I think Lauren has enough of that right now, where she came from Lezu. She made strong bonds. She aligned with some returning players. All those things that is enough for a jury who. If it's her left with everybody else, I think she has enough of a unique story, has done enough little things to get the votes. Unique New York stories. If Devon's in the game, beats anybody, but I think if Devon's out of the game, it's wide open, and I think Lauren is primed to take the spot.
Okay, well, that leads into the next. Number one, since we're talking a lot.
Yes.
Number one is obviously Devon's.
Absolutely.
He's made the moves. He has been a part of a lot of things. He did have one freak out that I have forgiven him for being so emotional about, because I think he's a great player, and he's just so funny. Like I looked up one of his broadcasts from his actual job, and he's hilarious. Like so energetic, and I don't know. You don't like the nice guy. I think he's partial nice guy, partial villain, though. He's definitely been a part of some stuff.
He's played a very good game.
He's playing people, for sure.
If he wins, it's a great winner. I'm
deserved.
I kind of don't want it to happen, just for the fact that it's been, he's the one you're supposed to root for, which I don't like. And also he's the one who, he's...
Yeah, but from the beginning, I don't really feel like he was the perceived one to root for.
No.
There were a bunch of different people. Towards the end, yeah, I guess. But even, like I said, the one episode where he freaked out, that kind of put a pretty bad, vision of him to people.
Yeah. I just feel like, he's the one who's, he's getting a lot of airtime. He's kind of the one who's the star of the show, and I kind of like to see that person get cut down a little bit, I guess. But I feel like Devon's has... It's going to come down to, like, it's such a fine line, right? I said... Because we're at the point now where it's been a fantastic season. Yeah. So if Devon's wins, it's kind of like, well, the guy who got voted out came back and won. The guy who's been kind of the star of the show won. It's kind of predictable from this point on. Whereas if he doesn't win, it's even more unpredictable, but the winner is good.
I mean, the winner is good, but I don't think he was the predicted one. Because, War Dog controlled a lot of the show. Ron has controlled most of this show. David.
And the attorneys.
It's just been a mixture. But towards the end, obviously, yeah, he's gotten a lot of cuts.
And that's kind of what I'm saying is, if Devon's doesn't win, are we? Because it's Devon. Devon's the one who is the perceived winner. Devon's the one who is the best player left.
Yes.
If Devon's doesn't win, it's so we have that middle tier people.
Yes.
And then the ones who probably no shot in hell.
Right.
So if some of the middle tier wins, they're probably a middle tier winner that makes the season not as good.
Wouldn't it be something if he got voted off next week and then came back again from Extinction Island, then he deserves to win.
Well, then
you deserve to win.
In that case, for sure.
Dig yourself out twice.
That'd be crazy.
That would be insane. But this season has been so insane that could happen.
It could happen. It would be insane.
Anything could happen.
I mean, Ozzy came back from.
There could be unicorns on the beach.
Could be, and they find a unicorn horn for an idol.
Yes.
Ozzy did that. Ozzy went to Redemption Island twice and came back twice, and then got voted out in the final four, and that was it. But we got voted out 3 times this season. But
Devins is the obvious number one.
For sure, and it's that if he, and this is my question. The question I guess too is if Devins doesn't win, and it's let's say Lauren, Gavin, or Aurora, is it as good of a season, or is it better because he's in it, or is it worse? That's what that's kind of where I'm at. That's what I'm debating. It's like
I don't know.
Devins would be a great winner.
Yes.
But then it's kind of like okay, well then all this unpredictability and it's kind of a predictable end. But he's a good winner. But if we have all this unpredictability and then he also gets knocked out, now we're left with someone who maybe not as good of a winner. Well, is it better because that now it's less predictable? It's up in the air.
I don't think I'd be that happy because I don't think many of the people there are deserving to win.
So that's I guess where we can kind of leave it at this point because we'll see next week.
Yes.
And I think next week we'll have the time to kind of go over all the scenarios. Okay, well, what does this person have to do to win? What does this person have to do to win? Who they resemble? What and all those things. So I think we'll leave it here for now. But I definitely think we're primed for a fun next final 2 episodes.
Yes.
See who comes back.
Yeah.
Who do you think's gonna come back? Just right now. If you're good here.
Joe. I just have a feeling he does so well at challenges. I mean, you kind of expect it.
Yeah, I mean, Joe would make sense. I think it's going to be irrelevant. I think it's going to be like, it could be an Eric, it could be a Chris.
It could be a David.
It could be a David. I could totally see being a David. It could see being an Aubrey.
Yeah. I'd be good with those ones.
Even Wentworth, but I don't think anybody's going to win. I don't think anybody's going to win who comes back, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, me too. But, yeah. Anybody that kind of struggled with challenges, I don't see coming back. Wentworth doesn't have as much. She struggled this season with challenges.
For sure. And one thing I'll say too is Devins I didn't really want to predict him to come back, other than the fact that he's getting confessionals. Yeah. But he showed that he's actually not bad at challenges. He won 2 minutes.
Yeah, he's good, and he's definitely good at puzzles.
So we'll see how the final couple challenges go too, because he could win a couple communities and then doesn't have to worry about it.
The past ones have been endurance, so if there's more puzzle ones, then it's more in his favor.
Yeah, I feel like he's probably decent at the carnival games. I feel like.
Yeah.
We'll see. Right. But I think that's a good stuff to leave. I think we're a little bit over our time at this point. But I feel good about what we heard today. I feel good about the next 2 episodes. I feel good about the finale, and next week we'll have a lot to kind of piece together and kind of talk about the road to the end for everybody and kind of what we can expect and what we feel like is the way it's gonna end. So, Jessica, I didn't get your Twitter handle at the beginning. What is it?
Did not. Just T820.
So definitely tweet her. Tell her what you think. You can tweet me at Yo Grab a Gabba. Like our page, Pavement Productions at paperproductions@gmail.com. You can email us. Facebook.com/paperproduction. I'm getting tired. It's been a long day. And subscribe. Subscribe to the show. Leave a comment. Share it.
Share it with your friends. We're funny. I'm funny.
She's funny.
Sometimes you're funny.
I'm relatively insightful on occasion.
You talk slap, don't talk.
So, and then tweet Jessica. Again, what was your Twitter?
Just T820.
And like I said, tell us what you think. Tell us who you think is going to win. Tell us who's going to come back from Edge of Extinction. And how you feel about the season. I'm pumped. I think it's been great. I'm excited to see how it ends. Hopefully it's as good of an ending as it was throughout the whole ride.
For sure. Yeah.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
All right, great. Because I know what?
You got nothing.
I got nothing else for you.
Because
the tribe has
spoken.
spoken.